Always a little further. It's a saying I recently heard that is part of the philosophy of the British SAS. They go through the hardest test ever devised for a human being for their selection process, and it reminds them that everything that they do, every test they take, and every goal they reach should always bring them a little further. Do not look at the entire process, just the next task ahead. I realized that was my process going through my entire Kung Fu training. I never looked towards achieving belts, passing tests, or achieving degrees. Just what is the next task ahead? The next technique to learn, the next form to learn, the next fight to face. What can I do today to bring me always a little further? The other saying I've recently heard that resonates with me was find your why. Why martial arts? Why Chinese Kung Fu? Why put myself through such physical and mental stress? Maybe it was the 1970s TV show Kung Fu with David Carradine. Maybe it was the Saturday afternoon Kung Fu movies they would play on TV when I was a kid. Either way, I knew Kung Fu was what I wanted. It was special, mystical, and mysterious. It was based in Chinese medicine, so it is as much about healing as it is about fighting. It had monks and meditative powers that no other martial art had, and I wanted to know what that was all about. I was small for my age growing up, so as a result, I was bullied. My mom tried to get the school to intervene, but back in the 1970s, they had the attitude of boys will be boys. So physical assault was supposed to be part of growing up. Exasperated, she enrolled me into a Taekwondo class, since that was the only martial arts available where we lived. I have fond memories of that class. The hardwood floors, the beat-up kicking bags, the smell of sweat and hard work. I was the smallest in the class of mostly adults, but I felt comfortable. I got kicked around and knocked about, but not in a way where I felt I was in danger. The teacher was kind and looked out for me. One day in middle school, I was attacked again, but this time I gave them a spinning back kick. I don't think it hurt them, but they were shocked, and now they knew I knew something, and I was never bothered again. Many years later, as an adult, several years out of college, I wanted that Kung Fu experience I never had as a child. As luck would have it, I met my Kung Fu teacher in the same area where I went to middle school, all those years before. His name was Sifu Shue Yiu KWAN, Sifu being Cantonese for the word for teacher, but the real meaning is father. And he would become almost as close to me as my real father, and in some ways closer. His school also had some of those very same qualities as my first martial arts school had. Similar hardwood floors, similar beat-up kicking bags, and the same smell of sweat and hard work. I knew I was home again. For 21 years, I was at my Sifu's side, soaking up every bit of knowledge from him that I could retain, training daily for hours on end. In time, he encouraged me to start teaching, as is the way of things in martial arts, even restricting me to take his classes too many times in a week, to force me to go it on my own. Sadly, in 2017, he had succumbed to cancer and passed away. And I was truly on my own, but I had my own classes and students by then. I now help others with their health journey, their confidence journey, and their self-defense journey. My life is in service to my students and helping them the way Sifu KWAN helped me. He may no longer be here to teach me, but he left me the greatest gift I would ever receive, the gift of my why.